What have I done? What have I done? I don't know what to do. This isn't working. Hello everyone and welcome to another video, and today we're going to be playing with the Monster High Colour Me Creepy Create a Monster playset. Now, if you've been watching my channel recently, you'll know that I bought a bundle a couple of weeks ago for a couple of Bratzilla's Switcher Witches, and that's kind of really sparked my enjoyment for like builder dolls and stuff like that. In that bundle, this whole playset and this doll came with it too, and I just thought it'd be really fun today to have a little play, with another builder doll kind of set, to see what it's all about and to just have a little bit of fun. So if you're a Monster High fan, please let me know in the comments and give me a like, just so that I know that this is reaching the right audience, and it'll let me know if you want to see more of this content. So without further ado, let's get on my bedroom floor, let's build this girl, and let's see what this set is all about and talk about all the waves of Create a Monster. So now that we're on my bedroom floor, I've got my coffee, let's have fun. So this set comes with so much stuff. You've got obviously all the pieces to make a whole doll. You've got the limbs, you've got a wig, you've got clothes, you've got options for like, you know, gauntlets and like shin guards and stuff, and obviously a dress. And there's just loads of other stuff like a drying rack, a little like bed, like a little like Dr. Frankenstein's lab like bed and stuff like that. So there's loads of stuff to play with. But what's really interesting about this set specifically is, so in context to the Create a Monster line, so the first wave was pretty basic, so it just came really with the pieces to build a doll, different wigs, different heads, different body parts, different shoes, all that jazz. And all that jazz. And then, so that was the basic line. Then the second wave of that was like this really cool like design a monster studio. So it was like a blank doll, no face, that came with like stickers that you could put in like this little shell, put the doll in, and then press it down to customize, make the face, decide which one you wanted, which is really cool. So that was the second wave. And then this is the third wave. So this is, as I've said previously, the Colour Me Creepy Create a Monster Lab. So this doll, the gimmick of this is not just that you can build a doll and customize it. It's also that all the pieces of this doll are heat reactive. So they either have a reaction to hot water or cold water. Now, unfortunately, this set was supposed to come with a hot pen, and it did, but it was in really, really bad condition. Obviously the battery had been in there for a long period of time. There was a lot of corrosion. It was just disgusting. So unfortunately I had to throw that in the bin. That means that I can't actually demonstrate the heat reaction, but this doll is kind of like by default pink when it reacts with heat, and then it turns like a dark grey colour when it reacts with cold. Now, because this doll is pink, it means that we can play with the cold reaction. So yeah, all the limbs do that, the body does, the face of this doll, which is unfortunately rather misprinted, reacts as well. So the makeup changes, the lip colour, I think the eyeshadow changes as well. So with all that said, we're just going to put this together and we're just going to have a little chat, and we're going to see all the things that this set can do. So with this, you can probably hopefully see on these limbs that there's little like patches of dark grey. So I think that will demonstrate that the heat reaction does still work. So let's put her together. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to tackle this, to be completely honest, because what I've done is I've got the cold pen, which I hope is still cold because I put this in the freezer for ages. And then I've got this like little limb, I don't even know what to call it, like a test tube, which you're supposed to put the dolls in, and I put an ice cube in there and it's melted. So hopefully this little piece will cool the limbs enough that they change colour. And then in front of me, I've also got, there's like this little like mini towel, and then there's this like really cool like bone, what are these called? What are these called?
You idiot!
Anyway, whatever this is called, please let me know in the comments because I've completely forgotten. It comes with this. So basically I think what the purpose of these is if you're playing with the cold gimmick, this means that you won't be touching it and your body heat won't be basically undoing the cold reaction. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to turn the hands dark grey, so it looks like she's got like little gloves on, just for fun. And I think for the sake of being able to demonstrate, I'm gonna leave everything else the way that it is, and then I'm gonna have a little draw on the dress. So fingers crossed this is cold enough to do this. So we've got the hands, we will have the hands. We've got the hands, they're nice and pink. So I'm gonna drop them in here and then give them a little mix around and hope that they change colour. I actually think they have, which is amazing. They've definitely got a darker pink. Let me put them in there just for a little bit longer. And while they cool, hopefully what I'll do is I'll play with the dress. So this is the hot version of the dress. When I put like the pen on this and stuff now, it will go dark grey. So let's hope this works, because this doesn't feel as cold as it was before. So I'm gonna do like a little, I don't know, let's try like a rib cage. I think that was kind of what was on the box. So let's do a little, well, this is the before. Let's colour this in. This isn't working. This isn't working! I don't think it's cold enough anymore. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? I don't know what to do.
Unprepared.
Let's see if it works on the leg. Okay, it does. Can you see that little line? Let's try and draw like a little... This will take some colour in, basically. I'm going to draw like... I don't know what leg bones look like, so I'm just going to like draw like a little rib cage on here. But yeah, I think this playset is really cool. I think the more that I like delve into G1, and I'm kind of in that like exploring place right now, experimental place, there is so much cool stuff in G1 that I didn't even know about. And the thing is like the other day, when I was making that video about the Bratzillas, I was kind of like... I was giving Bratzillas their props for like experimenting and doing something really off the wall and strange, which I still believe that is such a cool set. This is working really well, by the way. But this is just taking it to a completely different place. Like, obviously, it's a gimmick line, so the clothes aren't the best. The wig is a wig, and you'll see it later. But like the idea of this, and considering this has been years and years and years later, it's so cool to me that this still works and that this is like something you can still have fun with now. And I think the more that this like dissolves, I think this is the pen strokes are getting thicker now. And I think it is the water this dissolving is making it so much better. So we've got a little, I don't, it's like a rib cage on the leg. Cool. So that's the first leg. Let's do something really, let's do something else on the other leg. So I'm gonna do spirals as a reference to the fact that I was spiraling the other day when I was trying to fix that Abby doll. But we got there in the end. This is so cool. Let's do some more spirals. I think this is the kind of thing that like, I feel like kids would get a lot out of this. Because I'm getting a lot out of it as well. But it's so fun. And this is like, I think I read on the Wikipedia, the Monster High Wikipedia is really useful for like quickly learning lots of stuff. The Create a Monster line was kind of like a response from Mattel from seeing how loads of people that were collecting Monster High dolls were like making their own custom dolls. And that's where kind of like Create a Monster was born from, is that obviously the fan base was enjoying the dolls and was like making like background characters and their own characters and like self-inserts and all that stuff. And they were like, well, cool, if you want to do that, we're going to give you the tools, which I think is so cool. And that's kind of like the thing that like, I don't know about current Mattel because that's a whole other kind of worms, but like just the idea that a toy company was like, we see you and we want to give you something else that you can play with, is just a really cool idea. And I guess it's like a big conversation about doll companies actually listening to consumers and accepting feedback and wanting to improve and wanting to like innovate, that I don't know if we see that a lot anymore. I could be wrong, like I don't know the whole like width and breadth of the doll industry. You did see it in some cases, like Here we go, here's a little update on my spiral leg. You did see it with Rainbow High. I feel like they were quite open. Obviously we're in a different generation now, generation 2, there's been a reboot, all that. I feel like the first generation, they were very open to criticism and changed things that people didn't like. Specifically when it came to increasing representation of skin tones and being open to add more. You had things like Delilah, who was a character with albinism. You had Jewel, who was like a character with vitiligo. Like there were so many things that I felt like Rainbow High were open to and receptive to. And I don't think many companies do that anymore. And for this to feel like Monster High's team were like, we hear you and we want to give you something you can play with, I think that's really cool. I think that's really, really cool. And it's fun. And I don't know nowadays whether or not companies would make stuff like this, because, I mean, in a certain type of way, some companies would. Like, you've got the Rainbow High colour and create line, but this is so much more hands-on and so much more intricate and so much more, I would say this takes a lot more work than just being like, okay, here's some markers that you can wash off some white clothes. But yeah, really, really cool and fun. With this as well, there's a lot of the pieces, if not all the pieces, react to colour. I know the wig has a hair change gimmick, and there was supposed to be like a little spray can that it comes with, so that you could like spray the hair. See the streaks here? They're meant to change colour as well. The dress is meant to change colour, and I'm not sure, not me using the leg as a pen, I'm not sure whether or not it is. Okay, it's starting to work now. I think the more this like dissolves, the better it'll look. So I'll do a little colour in. Yeah, this is working so much better. I think the water is helping. I think this whole line, and just the fact that they were open to innovating and giving you something completely different with every single line of Create a Monster. Because according to the wiki, there's only 3 waves, and then there are some like successor lines which came out, I think, the next year. So they kind of like said Create a Monster was done and then offered something else. So you've got some lines like the Inner Monsters, which are like these dolls that they have the whole Builder doll in them, but they have more customization available. So they have like masks, they have like other wigs, they've got clothes, they've got backpacks, they've got loads of different things, and then they've got eyes that change, which is so cool. And they are very interesting to me. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Anyway. And then they had this like other completely like wild thing, which was like a lab, where it was quite similar to like the print one, but it was more like you had like an app and you could decide and customize the face, draw the face, put different lips, different eyes, different like eyelashes, all that stuff together, send it to a printer which had a doll in the middle, and then it would literally like stencil it onto the face properly, which I think is just so wild, like so wild. I don't think we'd be seeing stuff like that nowadays, and I also don't think it'd be very affordable with where we are right now. But let's not talk about that. Anyway, yeah, this is melted. I think this has just gone to regular temperature, but the dress, I just managed to do that. I was trying to colour it in and do like a little cow print thing with the outline, but it didn't work. I have to drink this before it gets cold. This is my second coffee of the day. And you know what? I don't care. I'm quite caffeine sensitive, not that any of you really care. And if I have too much caffeine, it makes me anxious. So who knows how I'll respond to this. Anyway, back to the doll. So we've drawn the legs. We've given her some bones. We've given her some swirls. Let's check up on the hands. Let's see if they've got any darker. Because I think it'd be really cool if we gave her like, they've changed colour, but it's not super dramatic. So the point of this is that I can use the little bone skeleton hands to pick this up without changing the colour. And I can't get it out because they're so small. So I'm just going to tip them and hope that they stay this little colour. So can I even pick this up? Here we go. It looks so much darker in person. I don't know why it only looks like it's gone a little bit pinker. But I need to get this off my hands because it's changing colour back to where it was. But I mean, maybe you'll be able to see this now. Let me get out. No. Well, whatever. So let's see. Let's try and see if this will be dramatic if I dunk her leg. This nice pink leg in here. Okay, right, I can't because there's no one. Let's try this. So this is nice and pink. Can you see it? Yeah. Let's see if it changes colour. Okay. It only changed a little bit. This water isn't cold enough.
Unprepared.
That's on me, not the toy. So that's changed. It's gone a little bit darker. So let's try and build this doll without heating anything else up. So I'm going to start with the dress. I mean, a lot of the budget will have gone to the gimmick more than the doll, so the fashion isn't exactly the most exciting thing in the world, but it will do. At least she has clothes. So we're getting her back and dressed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Right, so the leg can go on. I don't want to touch the dark bits because I don't want to ruin the colour change. Yeah, I'm not demonstrating this in the best way, to be completely honest. And I wanted to put these gauntlets on, but whatever they're called, shin protectors, but that'll cover up my design, so I'm not going to do that. And I'll put her shoes on. I think these are like, I don't know if they're exact same mold, but they look like Laguna's first wave. I don't know, wait, no, I won't be able to demonstrate that. They go back, so luckily, actually it doesn't matter if I touch it. So we're going to pop this on. But yeah, this has been fun. It's fun to kind of like, this is like all stuff that I've never seen before. I wasn't collecting dolls when I was younger, and I wasn't collecting dolls when I was like, when these were out. So I don't, there we go, you can kind of see that there is a colour change. It's not super significant on camera. It does look darker in person, but yeah. I think it's really cool to go back and have a little look at these things because I'm really in that space right now where I want to like thrift. I tend to get my things on eBay and Vinted because charity shops in England, I mean, we're in our own little crisis right now when it comes to money, and I totally understand that people would rather sell what they have than give it to charity because people need to eat. I'd rather get it secondhand from like Vinted and eBay and stuff like that and give my money to people that need it and are trying to make space and stuff like that than go into a shop and buy something new. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to buy things new in box, and that doesn't mean that I'm judging people that do, but I think this is more just about like exploring what I like and exploring what interests me rather than just buying and consuming what's on the market right now. And well, I'm not necessarily going to keep her. I do think this has fed like a part of me that is very interested in this like build a doll craze and stuff like that. So I think you will be seeing some more of these in the future. And I may have bought one already. You may have to figure that out yourself. You may be seeing it sooner than you think. You may not see it sooner than you think. Anyway, I'm going to put her wig on, and yeah, I think that will be... I mean, to be fair, this wig is a really nice colour. And also they have little slots that you can put the wigs in, whereas the switcher witches, you just put them directly onto the head. Anyway, that went in very easily. And this wig is in really good condition, as in I have cleaned it and I have tried to make it look better than it does. But you know what? I've done a pretty good job. Look how straight it looks. I mean, it's definitely a wig, and it's definitely not necessarily disguising her misprinted face, but it looks good. She looks cute for the most part. I mean, it's not super dramatic, but it's been really fun to do this. I think that if I had the heat pen, I think I probably would have been able to figure out some more cool things to do. But how cool is this? How cool is the fact that a company decided, you like customizing dolls, we'll give you some stuff to customize, and we'll give you it in so many different ways. Anyway, I think that's it for today. I've been sat here for like half an hour just chatting away to myself, having some fun, building a doll. rambling. I don't know if any of this is going to make sense in the edit, to be completely honest, because I think I spoke about the same thing like twice. Anyway, so before I sign off, I just wanted to take a moment to share a little bit of a life update really quickly. I just wanted to say I've just got a new job. I'm starting in the next couple of days, so I'm going to try my best to be as consistent as possible. I have a lot of videos lined up. I have a lot of plans. I've pre-recorded a couple of things, so you will be seeing them soon, and I will still be here. I'm really enjoying this, to be completely honest, being able to make videos. I feel it's really, like, it really feeds me creatively. Like, I am a creative person, so doing this, getting to share this, getting to interact with people, getting to share and explore my tastes in dolls and stuff like that, yeah, it's been really fun, and I'm going to continue to be here. My content may slow down a little bit, but I will still be making videos, and I will still be here to entertain you, to talk to you, to have fun. So, with that said, back to me signing out. Let me know if you had this set when you were younger. Were you a Build-A-Monster fan? A Create-A-Monster fan, I should say. Which ones did you have? And yeah, let me know down below. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It would really help the channel. And it also helps me know whether or not this content is reaching the people that I want it to. So yeah, thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.